Okay, students, we'll start with the subject. So, in the previous class, we started we have completed. So, what is IMC? We have finished. Then, just a second. Okay, then we started with the marketing and promotions process model. So, what is this particular marketing and promotions process model? We saw this. Okay. Next is communication process. So, what is communication process? You might have learned this in your previous semesters also. Okay. Here, what happens? If you see, we are having two things. Basically, what we are trying to do here is, so we are having a source or a sender, and we are trying to send a message sender and the receiver. Okay. So in this, what is happening is, so as you already seen, two things, sender and receiver. So sender is trying to send a message in a particular way. Okay. Then through what things he is sending? So two things are required, a channel and a message. Okay. A message will be sent from the sender to the receiver via a channel. Okay. So in this process, we are encoding a particular message, then sending it through a particular channel, and at the place of receiver, so he will be decoding it. Okay. In the process, we can see a red line there, which is called as like what we are experiencing nowadays in online classes, like due to network issue, sometimes the voice breaks, sometimes the visual is not that clear. So all these things are termed as noise. Okay, it can come or it can occur at any point. Okay, it could be at the encoding stage, or it could be at the channel stage when it is moving, or it could be at the decoding stage, or at the receiver stage where he is a person or a receiver who is trying to understand the message basically. Okay, then we are having two things, that is response and feedback. So these are the elements of the communication process. So what are the elements? That is source bar sender, encode past, then decoding, then at the receiver he will be
Sir, your
receiving the
voice is
message
breaking.
and he will respond to the message. Okay, how about now? Can you
Yes,
hear
sir,
now?
fine. Yes, sir, fine.
Okay. Yeah. So as the receiver receives the information, he goes through it and he analyzes it, then he'll do a response. And the response that is being sent back to the sender, what the particular receiver is doing, is taken as feedback. Okay. So we can go through all this process in detail now. Okay. So as I told, there are two things. So before going there, so you can see two big circles. Second one is receiver's field of experience. That means, so at the point of sender, what all things are there? Sender, encoding, and channel message. And the same channel should be there with the receiver. And in the receiver's field of experience, he is having decoding, receiver, and the channel. Okay. So all these things are coming in the receiver's field of experience. So if you see, there is a overlapping of both the circles where channel is the medium which connects both the sender and the receiver. So it is at the both the fields. It's at the sender's field as well as the receiver's field. Okay. Now coming to source bar encoding, source and encoding. Source or sender might be a person or share some information with another person or a group of people. It could be one person or it could be a group of people. Okay. The source may be an individual or a personal or a non-personal entity also. Like see here, I am trying to send a message, that is, I am trying to teach you over online. I am sender who is only one, but at the point of receiving, you are many. Okay, and I am not doing it one to one. So if you are calling a person, it will be one to one. But here I am taking a class. So I am a source or the sender who is trying to communicate a particular message to many students here. Okay, so that is what we saw. So for example, again, so one example I gave you, that is one to one. at the other end, or it could be any endorsement. Like in terms of advertisement, if you see Shah Rukh Khan endorsing one of the brands like Hyundai, or now the latest one is the Vimal, where Shah Rukh Khan and there is one more person. Who is it? Anybody remembers? Yes,
So
students. Anybody
Ajay Devgan.
remembers Shah Rukh Khan and
Ajay Devgan.
yeah, Ajay Devgan. Earlier, Ajay Devgan was there. Now, Shah Rukh Khan as well as Ajay Devgan is there. So now he is a person who is trying to communicate with many people. Okay. And next, from one organization to other. The example is income tax department asking people to pay taxes. People to pay taxes who are eligible basically. Okay. So this is the second example where a department of a particular government is asking the masses, everyone who is basically entitled to pay taxes, and they're asking them to pay the taxes. Okay. Next is source is important because the receiver's perception of source influences how the communication is received. Okay, how good the source is. So only we are using Ajay Devgan or Shah Rukh Khan or whoever it might be. So here, best example is Amitabh Bachchan, basically having a program for Pulse Polio. So he's coming to advertise Pulse Polio. So many people who believe or who take Amitabh Bachchan as a so they use Amitabh Bachchan as the source for having a Pulse Polio program advertisement. On that particular day, we are having Pulse Polio, and the particular person, that is Amitabh Bachchan, comes there and he basically gives the information that on this particular day there is Pulse Polio. Please take your children below 5 years of age and have them given those Pulse Polio thing, okay, and make it a success. It is beneficial for both the government as well as the person who is taking the Pulse Polio drops. Okay, so and the second one example would be heroines, like they are coming up for showing that their beauty is due to a particular soap, or their hairs are that particular long and thick because of particular shampoo. Okay, this is again those particular heroines are coming and showing that this particular product is good for them. Okay, this is done to show that because their beauty or their particular hairs are that long and thick because they are using that particular shampoo. Okay, so this is where the receivers or the sender's perception or the person who is sending the information, his credibility in the minds of the receivers, that has a very huge impact. Okay, then the receiver must believe that the source is knowledgeable and trustworthy. Okay, or with whom the receiver can identify or relate with some manner. So for this, the example would be like any toothpaste ad where a doctor is coming and telling that, okay, I am a particular doctor and I am endorsing this particular product so that it is making a good, what do you call, stainless teeth, or in terms of sensitivity, Sensodyne, for example. Okay, a doctor comes and says, okay, there are many patients who are coming to me who says they are having a bit of issue when they are eating cold or hot. Okay, when he gives that particular thing, they want to stress that, okay, even doctors recommend our product. Okay, so this is even in for Colgate ads. There are doctors who are coming. They say, okay, see this particular thing is there where I'm using a normal toothpaste. Here I'm using the Colgate and see the results. Okay, the doctor may be real or he might be just a actor who is acting as a doctor. We never know, but they want to show that you have to, as a sender, there is some credibility in what they are speaking. Okay, that is what they are doing. Then next comes encoding. At the sender's point of view comes the encoding. What is encoding? Encoding is the process of putting thoughts, ideas, or information into a symbolic form, like words, symbols, or pictures, or any other means like that. Okay, so it is a goal of the sender to encode a message in such a way that it is understood by the receiver. So it could be in the form of symbol, words, pictures, or etc. It could be anything. Okay, some words, signs, symbols which are familiar to the audience and they are using them often. So such symbols are used. For example, no parking. So if you just see that particular symbol from far away, you can see that okay, there is no parking here. Okay, then you can have like picture like McDonald's. For example, if McDonald's, that particular M, if you see, and McDonald's is not written under that, you'll remember or recognize that it is a symbol for McDonald's. Similar with Coke or Nike, that particular right symbol. So if you see that, you know that it is a brand of Nike, right? So all these things are very important while you are communicating. So it could be a picture, it could be words, or it could be a sentence, or it could be a picture. Okay. So all these things are very important. Next comes the channel. So channel is the one through which you are trying to communicate or your message travels, okay, from the source to the receiver. There are two kinds of channels. One is personal. Here it is direct interpersonal contact, that is face to face. The person who is trying to give the message is in front of the person or people who are at the receiving end. Okay, so here it is the direct interpersonal face to face contact with target individuals or group of people. Okay, they often represent word of mouth communication, which is a very powerful form of transmission or advertisement. So as a person who has already used that particular product or a service and he feels good or bad, whatever it might be, word of mouth communication could be good or bad with respect to a particular product or a service. So if I am having a particular product or using a particular product and I'm feeling better, or I was in need of that particular product and I got it and I'm satisfied by using that particular product. So what I do, if any of my friend or any of my relative or my colleague or whoever it might be, whoever is in touch with me and he is in need of the same thing, so I'll recommend that particular product to him. Yes, even I was in need of it, and when I used this particular product and I was pretty satisfied. So this is what is word of mouth. Next, so the example of this is salesperson. So salespeople come to your home with different products and they try to sell. So it is face to face. They are trying to show you the product, demonstrate what the product does. Okay, and there is an interaction, that is face to face interaction between you and the salesperson. Or it could be social media channels like your friends, associate, family members, etc. So it might be you who is giving the information to them, or you might be a receiver where you need something and your friends or your colleagues or your relatives tell you that okay, this is a good product, you could use this. So these all comes under the face to face or direct interpersonal information sending. Okay, next is non personal, that is no interpersonal contact between the sender and the receiver. Generally we do it for mass media transmission of any information, like for example print media. So under print media, newspaper, magazines, billboards, etc. So where my message is being sent to masses at a time. So masses in the sense many people at a time. So as many people are reading newspaper, they'll be getting my message if I put my ad on the newspaper or any news, or any magazines. So if any person is there who is reading a magazine, so he goes through my content. So at a time, I am sending my information to many people. Okay, billboards, the persons who are passing by wherever you're putting your billboard and they look at it. Okay, so it is sending information to masses or even broadcast. Okay, non-personal could be a broadcast, it could be radio, it could be television, it could be FM or AM. Okay, where you are transmitting your message through a particular channel. Okay, that is a medium is television, a medium is radio, a medium was newspaper, magazine, or FM, whatever it could be. Okay, this is a channel. Channel means through what means are you sending your message to the receiver. So next comes receiver and decoding. So receiver might be a person, okay, as you saw, or it could be a mass in people in mass. Okay, generally it could be customers for a company who read, hear, see, or who react to a particular marketer's message. Those people are called as the receivers. So decoding, next coming to decoding. Decoding is a process of transforming the sender's message back into thoughts. Okay. So here in television, if you see there is a wire which is coming from somewhere outside to your TV. Okay, so the message what the sender has sent, it could be in a different form. So here it is converted into electrical format, and your setup box in your TV or your cable operator, he converts it into the good form of message, and it is being displayed on your TV. And if it was some kind of sound, it is being taken through your speakers and you could listen that. Okay, decoding is the process of transforming the sender's message back into thoughts. Okay, the process is heavily influenced by receiver's frame of reference or the field of experience. So for example, if I say something, if you are already having a experience about that, or if you have not used it but you are having a perception, okay, when I say this could be like this, your thoughts about that particular thing or your attitude towards a particular product or a service could matter in the way you encode your message. Okay, then the more knowledgeable the sender is about the receiver, better is the understanding about the needs and the better empathizing with them. That means how well the sender knows the receiver and how well he makes that particular message and sends it across based on how well the particular person knows each other. Okay, why this I'm telling is, so if you want to transmit something, you should know who your sender is, basically like who your receiver is, not sender, who your receiver is, what he does. Okay, whether he's a qualified person, he's learned, he's not learned, educated, he's working, he's busy. Okay, based on that, when you need to send the message through what channel, everything comes there. For example, your audience is office going people, so if you send your message in between when they are working, it may not reach them. Okay, you should send a message when they are free, that is at the evening or early morning or at the time of lunch break. So if you do this, it is reaching the sender, sorry, reaching the receiver as and when you want it. Okay, next I told you something about noise. Noise is the distortion of message or the interference that, yes student, so, someone is trying to talk or tell us something. No, right? Okay, so I was talking about noise. Noise is a distortion or the interference. It could be at the any stage of the transmission from sender to receiver. Okay, it may occur when there might be no overlap. So as I told, the channel is the one where it is overlapping. So if there is no overlap, if the person you are sending on a particular format or particular channel and the receiver is not available at that particular channel. For example, now the platform that we are using is Google Meet. If you join in Zoom and I'm using Google Meet to send my message, so you will not be available at the other end. Even that might be treated as a noise. Okay, or any distortion. Now you just told me the voice is not clear and the picture that is being displayed was not clear. It might be due to various reasons. It might really because the picture what I'm sending may not be of a good quality, or it could be the internet connectivity or the broadband connectivity that both of us have, not only one. It is not only the receiver, it's the sender as well. Okay, if I am not having a good connectivity here, it may not being transmitted properly. Or the other way around is also true, where your connectivity is not good and I'm sending a proper thing here, but you are not able to receive it as I'm sending or with the same quality as I'm sending. So these all comes under noise. Okay, or it might be a distortion where somebody is playing something at the background or some construction work is going on. Okay, while it could be at the receiver's end or the sender's end also. Okay, where it is basically not making you understand the message properly. Okay, so if some work is going on and I'm trying to take a class over here, so what happens, there is noise that enters into this particular channel and the same thing is out over there. Or it might be at your end, nearby there is some function going on, or some person is playing music very loudly nearby your home. So that is more what you call, more of a disturbance than all these things. Okay, so here if I am having a disturbance, the disturbance is going through all of you, but at your end if it is a disturbance, so it is only for you the disturbance will be felt and not for the others in the particular class. Okay, Next comes feedback and response. So we saw this also is also very important thing. So what is a response? A response is the reaction of the receiver after hearing, seeing, or reading a message that was sent by the sender. So you got the message. What do you do? That is what is the response that you give. So suddenly, like for example, you are looking at a advertisement and you are not in need of it. You just ignore it. Okay, so that is one of the response. So you really wanted it, but you forgot that you need it. But suddenly you see a ad and you remember that yes, I need to check that particular product out, or I need it, I'll go and buy. Or you plan accordingly if you are not going out then. So you plan accordingly. When you go out, you get that thing. Okay, that is your response to the message that a sender sends. Okay, next, it can be nor observable action, like you are memorizing a particular ad. If I ask you a certain ad, like I just asked, like who is the other person in that particular Vimal ad? So you gave me the answer. You are not looking at the ad presently, but it was registered. Who are the two people in that particular ad? So that is memorizing the information. That is without your knowledge, you are just observing it, and it is being registered in your mind. Okay, next is the feedback part. Feedback part is the part of the receiver's response that is sent back to the sender. For example, ad which you don't like, and you send a message to the sender, or you send it at a particular channel. It might be Twitter, it might be Facebook, it might be YouTube, whatever. So you try to send a message to the sender stating that okay, you are not happy with it or you are having any issues. Okay, so many things happen, okay, over advertisement. So many things were there, like many advertisement had come and they had to take it out very fast. Or it could be like the Rin and the Tide. So some months back, not recently, it could be years back also, where Tide was showing that they are better than Rin, basically. So they were projecting it. So Rin had an objection with the Tide, basically saying that take down that particular advertisement. They went to court also. So all those things happened. So here, as an example, I'm giving you where a sender sent a message to mass media and it went to their competitors as well. And they were taking direct name of the competitor, which is not allowed. So they were doing that, and there was an objection sent to the sender stating that please remove this particular ad or our name. You could use anything, but not our name. So this is just a information which was sent to the receiver, and the receiver received it and he had some issue where he responded back, sending a message back to the sender, basically saying that it is not right for you to air this particular ad. So this is called as a feedback. So just looking into this, I'll just repeat what are the basic elements in this. That is the sender bar, the source is there, encoding, channel, and the message moves through that channel, then decoding. It is being heard by the receiver. So as he hears this, he'll do something or he'll not do anything. That is the response of the receiver receiving the message. Then if that is being sent back to the sender or the source, that is called as a feedback. It completes the loop. So in between, there is noise. It could be at any level. Okay, it could be at any level. It could be while sender trying to encode it, or it could be at the channel level, or it could be at the decoding level, or it could be at the receiver's level. And there are two spheres here, that is sender's field of experience and receiver's field of experience. That is where all the receiver and the sender are involved. So at the sender's field of experience, we see encoding, channel, and the sender or the message is there. At the receiver's field of experience, we are having channel, message, decoding, and the receiver. So all these comes under the receiver's field of experience. Any doubts here, students? Anyone? Any doubts? No, right? I hope the communication process, whatever is being told to you, is not having any doubts in your mind, right? So next, moving to the steps involved in developing the IMC program. So in short, I'm telling you this. So in the previous one, that is uh, the big chart which we saw, the IMC model. Okay, so even a part of that is this. So if they just ask you steps involved in developing IMC program, you could write these four things. Okay, or if they ask you with the diagram for 10 marks, you need to draw it, as I already mentioned you in the previous class. Draw it and explain each and every step that we are doing there. Okay, then here steps involved in developing IMC program. First one, identify different marketing communication methods. So you need to know what are the different methods that are available to you to communicate with your customers or masses. Basically, you can say masses or your prospect customers or your current customers. So here example we have given, that is content marketing, email marketing and social media marketing. So under content marketing, what is content marketing? So any content is there and the channel would be blogs. Okay, different blogging sites are there where people go and check blogs of many influencers. Okay, if they write a particular blog or content regarding something and it is read by many people. Okay, next is email marketing, where the advertisers send emails. Many of you might receive mails where it is of advertising mail. Okay, it says that okay, we are having this product and we are selling it at this particular price. This is a quantity available. If it is bulk purchase, and they say this is a minimum order quantity that you need to submit to buy. Best example is your Flipkart, Myntra, or whatever channels you are using, Snapdeal, okay, Amazon. So they send you, once you buy something from that particular site, they'll be continuously, it could be daily or it could be weekly, they'll be sending you the messages. Even earlier, if you have seen Big Bazaar, the big days, the message used to come, or sabse sasta din. Okay, example, sabse sasta din, some Wednesday bazaar, Friday bazaar. So these messages used to come stating that okay, these particular products if you buy, they'll get it at this particular price. Okay, at a discounted rate. So all these are the communication from the producer sellers to the masses or their customers or their prospect customers. You already bought one thing, you are a customer of them, and they say okay, we are having different products as well, so if you are interested, you can buy on this particular day where the discounts are at the highest. Okay, this is what is the first, we are identifying the different marketing communication methods, email and social media marketing. So when you open a site or when you are opening your Instagram or Facebook or anything, so you can see ads over there. Okay, this is social media marketing basically. Okay, you have to first find out what channel you are trying to make, or what all different channels are available or different methods are available for me to communicate. Next comes develop a marketing communication plan. Develop a marketing communication plan. What does this mean? Develop a marketing communication plan. So here we need to take into consideration few elements. The first is the audience. So who are your audience? Determining the buyer persona for each and every marketing method is very important. Like for example, if one of your product is the uh, soap or a talc for younger kids. So who are your target audience? It could be the parents, it could be mom, or it could be dad, basically. So first you identify them. Or like for example, your product is for teenagers. Okay. So for teenagers, who are or what channel basically you are using? So teenagers, if you see, they are most active on social media. So you should consider email marketing, Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing. Okay. So earlier TikTok was there. Again, marketing used to be done there. Now different channels have come, like TikTok. There is Moj. So huge marketing is being done of Moj. Okay, and Likey is there, and all these things are there where the teenagers are basically available or using them frequently. Where if you advertise them, it reaches all the teenagers. Right. So next is the content. So even what kind of content you are trying to send, whether it is a picture, whether it is a sentence, whether it is a uh, what you call a photo of something, or it is a video or a audio message. So based on that also, what kind of channel you are using or whom you are communicating also matters. Like if it is a video message, audio visual, AV what we call. Okay, if it's a AV, so you could use YouTube, you could use again social media platforms where a ad is particularly played while you are trying to look out at a particular content. Okay, or there could be a message stating that to know more about this particular product, click here. Okay, and next there is something called as cadence in the sense how frequently your audience want to look at your advertisement. Okay, for example, for a IPL match, okay, a particular few advertisers are there whose advertisers like whose advertisements are played on continuously. Like after every over, or if there is a break, they play that particular ad, or after every over, as I said, okay, they'll play, or when wicket goes, or when a particular person gets out. So there is a long period of time where the next person should be entering the ground and take his position. Till then, they are having time and they play advertisements. So, how frequently you want? Once a day, twice a day, once an hour, twice an hour, 5 minutes once. So, based on what kind of product it is and who are your audiences, you cannot sit sending mails to each and every person like hourly. So, he gets irritated on seeing all those mails if you are using email as your channel, or if you are using Instagram, for example, a person is trying to see something and your message pops up continuously, so he gets irritated with both your message as well as the platform. He may change the platform later. So you need to be very specific about how many times your audience wants to look at your particular ad. For example, if you see in YouTube, if you open each and every uh, video, there might be one or more advertisements of the same thing. For example, Swiggy is there, they are putting their ad over there, or Zomato, Swiggy, Zomato. So those particular ads you cannot skip. It will be of 5 seconds or 8 seconds or 10 seconds. You need to look at them continuously. So there is a ad where you could skip it. Okay, after five seconds or 6 seconds or 10 seconds, there is a pop out that comes saying that skip ad. So you could do that. So if your ad is interested, he'll look into the whole ad. Or if the person is interested, he'll look into the whole ad. So here cadence means how frequently your particular person or the audience or your receiver wants to look at your message. Okay. So third one is understand the customer decision making process. So what is customer decision making process? There is a process basically how a particular person takes a decision. So at the first stage it is awareness stage. So you are making a person aware that you are present in the market, you are having this particular product, it is being used for all these things. This is what is awareness stage. Then is consideration stage. So in the awareness stage, not only your presence is being told, but also you need to make the person aware that he is in need of that particular thing. So it is awareness at both the ends. First, the person should know or should be aware that he is in need of that particular product or that particular service. Then you need to make aware that you are present in the market. Okay. Then comes consideration stage. What is consideration stage? So when he comes to know that he is having a particular need, then he'll try to consider different options. Okay. So he'll try to check what all available things are there for him to choose. Okay, for example, take a laptop. So if a person knows that he needs a laptop and he comes to the consideration stage where he is trying to look at different various companies. So there are Dell is there, HP is there, Asus is there. Okay, so these all are the different companies are available, and inside those companies you are having different products. Okay, so different configurations are there, different styling is there, and as per the usage, different things are there. Like huge battery backup is there for people who are using for longer period of time. So if you are using it for gaming, So there are different configuration and different what you call attachments also are there available. Different kinds of mouses, different kinds of keyboards, all could be available there based on what kind of need and what is the person doing with that particular product. Then comes the decision stage, last stage. So he is he is choosing, he is deciding which one to buy. Okay, so decision just not to buy, he may decide not to buy also. Various reasons are there based on the pricing, availability. If you call, like for example, in the decision stage, I'll give a different example. Like for you want to buy a bike, okay, which is very popular, or a car. So if you go to showroom, you'll check, you'll have a test drive, and you'll ask when this particular product is available to me, or can I buy it now? He says no sir, you need to wait, there is a waiting period of 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, if he is very much in need of that particular product, he'll go to some other product. Or if he is very interested in that product only, he and then when the product arrives, he goes and buys it. So this is what is a decision stage. So three things are there while making a decision by the customer. One is the awareness stage. First, he needs to know that he is in need of that particular product, and as well as you are there in the market, as well as these many products are available from your company. Then comes the consideration stage. So he looks into different options, and then he will decide whether to buy it or not, or whether to wait if there's a waiting period, then buy it. Okay, these all comes under the understanding the customer decision in making decisions. Okay, what he does. Then last one. Here, what we need to do is we need to first mark on the calendar, like I previously said, how frequently your customer or your prospect customer wants to look at your ad. Okay, make sure you are using like that. For example, you are using a print media, so how often you need to print it in a newspaper or a magazine? Weekly once, like monthly once, or 15 days once? So we never know. Or for example, a ad campaign is being run, so whether it is for a week, 15 days, or a month, because it depends all on your budget. So how much budget is there with you and what channel you are using. Is there, and there's a calendar option where you can put a reminder. Okay, on this particular day I need to run this particular ad, or I need to send this particular ad for printing. Or like on in a TV commercial, you give them a set saying that okay, at this particular intervals your ad needs to be played. Okay, so this is first calendar you need to mark. Then you can use a automated software which automatically, if you are doing, like for example, in a social media, so automatically it does. There are options which says that okay, at this particular interval play. So if you first play and if you set for a week, for a month, or for 15 days, it automatically plays that particular ad. And at the last, making an impact. Okay, it could be various things, whether your objective was to make aware that you are there in the market, or your objective was making your customer buy your product or prospect customer buy your product. Okay, so you will check accordingly whether many people knew about your product, or how about the sales. Based on your objective, you are finding out your communication message as well as channel. And at the end, previous like prior to this particular campaign and after this particular campaign, you test whether your sales is being increased, whether many people are coming to know about your product and all. So all these things, after doing it, you are making process or the steps involved in developing the IMC program. First is identifying different marketing communication methods, develop a marketing communication plan, understand the customer decision making process, and at the last, you are implementing your marketing plan as well as monitoring. Okay, so these are the things which we are looking into, the steps involved in developing IMC program. So next is types of advertisements. So we'll take this in the next class. We will not do this because we need more time. So we are almost about to reach 12 o'clock. Okay. So in 15 minutes, it is not that feasible to complete that. Okay. So we'll just check into what all we saw today. We started with the communication process. We saw all these things. So I'll just repeat in short. That is source bar sender, encoding, channel message, decoding, receiver. And there is noise which could be present throughout. And after receiving your message, the response would be there, and if it goes back to the sender, it is called as feedback. There is some field, like sender's field of experience and receiver's field of experience available here. I am not going to deep in this. Okay, next is steps involved in developing IMC program. 4 steps: identify different marketing communication methods, develop a marketing communication plan, understand the customer decision making process, and implement your marketing communication plan thoroughly. Okay, with this, we will end our session for today. Then, in the next class, we will start with the types of advertisement. Okay, okay, students, thank you. We'll end our session.